Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online class biology session. Nutrition, our food. What is nutrition? The process of intake of food is called nutrition. So children, in this chapter we are going to study about what is the definition of nutrition, what are nutrients, what are the types of nutrition in the living organisms. One by one in detail we are going to study. Are you ready children? So nutrition, our food, part 1. Let us see. Nutrition, the process of taking in food and using it for growth, metabolism and repair is called nutrition. Nutrition means not only taking enough food but using it for growth, metabolism and repair. It is called nutrition. Nutrients. What are nutrients? Food or any nourishing substance assimilated by an organism and required for growth, repair and metabolism. Normal metabolism are called nutrients, or simply we can define nutrients as the chemical substances which are required for growth and energy production are called nutrients. The mode of nutrition. These are all common definitions which we come across. So once we know the definition, the concept, the essence of the definition we are going to learn in this lesson. The mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition is the way to obtain food. On the basis of obtaining and utilizing the food, there are two main types. There are autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay children, here the process of taking in of food and using it for growth, metabolism and repair is called nutrition. So what is growth? What is metabolism? What is repair? These three terms you need to understand. First, growth. You know, living organisms, one of the important characteristic feature is growth. So for example, if you take a plant, it is a seed first. The seed will germinate to produce a baby plant or seedling. It grows into a plant, isn't it? So from seed to a plant, in between what are the changes are taking place is called growth. We can define growth as a permanent change in the size of the organism. In the size of the organism, permanent change in the size of the organism, gradual changes in the size of the organism, it is called growth. Next, metabolism. What is metabolism? The metabolism is a broader term. It is divided into two parts, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism means it is a constructive process, like nutrition is an anabolic process, it is a constructive, whereas respiration, it is a destructive process, breaking down process. So anabolism plus catabolism is equal to metabolism. Metabolism involves several life processes. Without metabolism, organism cannot survive. The next come to the term repair. What is repair? When the metabolism is going on, in the living organisms, there are several cells may degenerate or destroy, because every cell in the body has some lifespan. Okay, so that cell must be replaced or repaired. So for that repair we need energy. That energy comes from the food. That's why nutrition can be defined as the process of taking in food and using it for growth, metabolism and repair is called nutrition. Okay children, let us proceed. Autotrophic nutrition. So nutrition is broadly divided into two main types. What are they? Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So let us study about the autotrophic nutrition. What is autotrophic nutrition? An autotrophic nutrition is when an organism prepares their own food and does not depend on any other organism is called autotrophic nutrition. Is called autotrophic nutrition. If the organism prepare its own food without depending on other organism is called autotrophic nutrition. An organism that follows the autotrophic mode of nutrition is called as autotrophs. Okay, the organisms which prepare food material by autotrophic mode of nutrition, they are called autotrophs. Best example for autotrophs, green plants. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is further divided into two categories. One is photoautotrophs, which uses photosynthesis as a source of energy. Example, plants and some green bacteria. And chemoautotrophs, which uses chemosynthesis. Example, non-green bacteria such as sulfur bacteria. Okay, once again, the autotrophic nutrition is divided into two categories. On what basis? For the autotrophic nutrition, some energy is required to synthesize their own food. Depending upon the source of energy on which the organism is depending for its synthesis of food, it is again divided into two types. What are they? Photoautotrophs. Photo means light, which utilize the sunlight as a source of energy and prepare their own food. They are called photoautotrophs. Green plants and some green bacteria, okay, come under this category. And certain group of organisms which synthesize their own food by utilizing the energy produced by chemical reactions. That kind of synthesis is called as chemosynthesis. Photosynthesis, photoautotrophs. Chemosynthesis, chemoautotrophs. Example, sulfur bacteria. Okay. So let us proceed. Mode of nutrition. First, photoautotrophs. The photoautotrophic mode of nutrition is the process of formation of food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay. In this process, the organism used sunlight as a source of energy along with carbon dioxide and water. So this is the equation representing the photoautotrophic nutrition. 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of light as well as chlorophyll gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. This equation represents photosynthesis. This equation represents photosynthesis. We can also define photosynthesis as the process in which The simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water converted into complex organic substances like glucose or starch in the presence of light in the chloroplast of green plants is called photosynthesis. Okay. An organism that follows such mode of nutrition, photosynthesis, is called as photoautotrophs. Example, algae and green plants. Algae and green plants. So this is the equation. In the presence of carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll, the green plants synthesize sugars. During this process, oxygen is also produced. Okay. So this is autotrophic mode of nutrition, photoautotrophic mode of nutrition. Next, again in detail about this photoautotrophic mode of nutrition, photosynthesis, which you are going to learn in the higher classes. So let us have some basics here. So here, water, carbon dioxide from atmosphere, these two, in the presence of sunlight, okay, green plants, in the presence of chlorophyll, they trap the solar energy or sunlight energy to make the food. In the presence of water and carbon dioxide, the chlorophyll which traps the light energy and undergo a photochemical reaction which is called photosynthesis, and during this process sugar is manufactured, and oxygen is given off into the air. So this sugar is finally converted into starch. Starch is the stored food in other parts of the plant. Okay, this can be tested by an iodine test. When iodine is added to the starch, it turns into dark blue color. Okay, so green plants obtain water through the roots. That water is transported to the site of photosynthesis, that is green leaves. The leaves trap the solar energy in the presence of chlorophyll, and this carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight undergo photosynthesis and produce starch. During this process, oxygen is produced. So photosynthesis is the process by which plants and some green bacteria and some protistans like euglena or unicellular protozoans use the energy from the sunlight and prepare the food material. So this process is called photosynthesis. Organisms are called photoautotrophs. Okay, children. Next, heterotrophic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which an organism depends on plant or another animal. An organism depends on plant or another organism or another animal for food is called heterotrophic nutrition. And the organism which carries out this heterotrophic nutrition, they are called heterotrophs. The best example, animals, including humans. The heterotrophic mode of nutrition is further divided into three groups. What are they? Holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, and parasitic nutrition. So whatever may be the type, either holozoic or saprophytic or parasitic, they cannot synthesize their own food. They depend on either plants or other animals for their food. Let us see holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition is the method in which the animal taking in the complex food, for example, human beings, cow, lion, deer, even unicellular organism like amoeba also come under holozoic nutrition. So, for example, amoeba you can take. So, in this amoeba, the holozoic nutrition, can be studied under 5 headings. The first one is ingestion. During ingestion, what happens means the food particle, the animal come close to the food particle. These are pseudopodia. Pseudopodia are present in this amoeba, which helps in locomotion and also help in catching the prey. Prey means food. Okay. So here it surrounds the food particle and develops a food vacuole and inside the food vacuole the digestive enzymes are secreted and the process of digestion takes place here. Okay, the first one is ingestion and the second one is digestion. In the ingestion only, surround the food particle and form the food vacuole, and the process of digestion starts in the food vacuole. After digestion, absorption of the food takes place. Then after absorption, the assimilation of the food takes place, and the fifth step is egestion, means undigested food materials will be eliminated out. So here in the second step, digestion, food vacuole, the food particle is inside the food vacuole and the process of digestion begins, and digestion will complete. Then in the third step, absorption, the digested food material is absorbed into the cytoplasm of the cell. Then the fourth step is assimilation, utilizing that food material for the production of energy. And the last step is egestion, it eliminating out the undigested food material from through the body wall by diffusion, by a process of diffusion. Okay, this is called holozoic nutrition. So in human beings, in higher animals, there is a separate digestive system is present to perform this holozoic nutrition. So that's why the digestion is again divided into two types: intracellular digestion, extracellular digestion. So here amoeba, intracellular digestion, inside the cell, in the food vacuole the digestion is taking place, whereas in human beings, cow, lion, deer, in these animals the digestion takes place in the intestine, the lumen of the intestine, the space present in the intestine. So such type of digestion is called extracellular digestion, outside the cell. Okay children, heterotrophic nutrition. So heterotrophic nutrition is divided into three main categories: holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, parasitism or parasitic nutrition. So saprophytic nutrition, holozoic we have completed. So once again you see here holozoic nutrition. The organism feeds by ingesting solid organic matter, which is then digested and absorbed into their bodies. Example, human, animals and insectivorous plants. Okay, the animals are organisms which feed on solid particulate food materials. It is called as a holozoic nutrition. Now saprophytic, it is the method in which organism first convert the complex food into simpler and then use them as food. For example, bacteria and fungi come under saprophytic. Saprophytes, they are called saprophytes. Organisms are called saprophytes and the nutrition is called saprophytic nutrition. So saprophytism it is also called. The saprophytes, if you see, they feed on dead and decaying matter, organic matter, which include bacteria and fungi, which digest the food externally before the nutrients are absorbed. Okay, so these organisms they secrete some chemical substances and release into the food material externally outside the body. So that chemicals will dissolve the food material or decay the organic matter, makes it liquid. Okay, and then they easily absorb that liquid digested food materials. Okay, it is called saprophytic nutrition. Organisms are called saprophytes. Okay, next, parasitic nutrition. The parasitic nutrition is the method in which an organism lives in the body of another organism and get nutrients from them. Okay, example, Plasmodium, worms, Cuscuta, Amarbel. These are two parasitic plants. Plasmodium is a unicellular animal, protozoan parasite. Worms, helminth parasites. Okay, so here in the parasitic nutrition we come across two organisms. One is host and second one is parasite. The organism in which the parasite lives or depend is called a host, and the organism which absorbs the nutrients from the host is called a parasite. Okay, so here in the parasitic nutrition, nutrients obtains the nutrients from the living organisms. The parasite obtains the nutrients by living on or in the body of the host. Example, fleas, lice, worms, tapeworm. These are, so these parasites are of two types: external parasites, internal parasites. So here this Plasmodium, tapeworm, they are internal parasites which are present inside the host. Okay, flies, lice, leech, mosquitoes, these are all external parasites. Okay, children, so here we come across three types of heterotrophic nutrition: holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition, example, human beings, animals and insectivorous plants. Saprophytic nutrition, examples, bacteria, fungi. Parasitic nutrition, example, fleas, lice, worms, Cuscuta, Amarbel. Okay, means here you need to understand the concept. Means all plants are not autotrophic. Certain group of plants like fungi, bacteria, these Cuscuta, Amarbel, and insectivorous plants like pitcher plant. Okay, so they are heterotrophic in nature. Okay, let us proceed. The classification of animals based on nutrition. Animals are divided into three main categories based on nutrition, based on the type of food on which they feed: herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals and omnivorous animals. Herbivorous animals, the animals which eats only plants and products of plants are called herbivores. Example, cow, goat, sheep, buffalo, donkey, elephant, giraffe, deer, camel, etc. Okay, some examples: herbivorous animals, they are okay, deer, elephant and sheep is given here. Carnivorous animals, the animals which eats other animals as food, or the animals which feed on the flesh of other animals, they are called carnivorous animals: lion, tiger, fox, wolf, shark, etc. So here tiger and shark, carnivorous animals. Okay, they feed on the flesh of other animals. Next, omnivorous, the animals which eats both plant and animals as food. So such animals are called omnivorous animals. Example, dog, rat, crow, pigs, hens, even human beings come under the category omnivores. Okay, so omnivorous example here, hen and pig is given. Okay, the classification of animals based on the nutrition, there are three categories: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Herbivores feed on plant food, carnivores feed on animals food, and omnivores feed on both plant and they eat both plants and animals. Okay, human beings can be either herbivorous or omnivorous. Okay children, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.